is what I'm pulling out. This is what I'm going to do to like win these games. And I honestly think when you've got somebody like Bristleback who can stay in the front line, keep the vision, Jinkyu's going to go in with the Earth Spirit, keep the vision. Tinker, if he's not getting bothered, can get away with so much in this game. Like, that's a confidence pick. I don't know why Nothing to Say hasn't been picking it more. Their drafts have been a little bit weird in the early parts of this, like, but I don't know. I'm hyped with the Tinker. I'm in LGD. I mean, was there any other answer? Well, I was going to say that since like minute one.
Last pick, it's LGD and the last pick Tinker for Nothing to Say. It was a guaranteed you were going to go with them. Black, I'm reading that you might be going with RNG. They got this last pick terribly. Do you like one? Is it going to be good enough to decrease Nothing to Say's win rate from 72% on this hero to less than that?
I mean, regardless of what I think, I always have to go with LGD. I'm like a big LGD fan, so I'm going to go with LGD either way, but I do believe that this Tinker is actually going to run into quite a bit of problems. Like, it's easy to rotate on him, and if he's up, it's pretty easy to kill him for an Ember Spirit as well. Like, it's not a super free Tinker game, right? Like, it's good against the Terrorblade, of course. It does well in lane against the Ember Spirit, but we'll see. It's been nerfed. It didn't really get picked by anyone for a reason. Let's see if he can make it work.
I have full faith and confidence in the RNG lineup. You know, I was not on the Ghost bandwagon, but now I've bought several tickets, full steam ahead. RNG with this last pick Terrorblade are going to dominate this game. And let's find out if that's going to be the case or if LGD will finally live up to their prior strength. To find out, we do have Black and we do have B-Cop, the stellar Chinese casters. Take it away, boys, with this opening game one. Talk to you afterwards.
Thank you very much. Yeah, but the Tinker, didn't it get its nerfs before Nothing to Say was really pulling it out, though?
No, that was after.
It was, like, it was after season 1, then.
Yeah, I mean, in season 1, they first faced it even, right? Yeah,
they were still confident with it. They were first facing it. You're right. I'm trying to get my timeline right.
So like the biggest problem now is that Laser actually doesn't one-shot range creeps anymore. You don't have that spell amp from the null talismans anymore. So just overall his farm is a lot slower. And that was one of the biggest reasons why Nothing to Say was so strong as Tinker, right? He would always get into this axe timing really quickly, and from there he would just start dominating the game. So all the Tinker's timings are going to be just a little bit slower.
It is nuts. Like,
since is dead or what? No?
Okay. Ghost?
Maybe Ghost is dead.
And Boulder Smash, yeah, he's dead. Oh. First blood for Faith Beyond, they got him.
Xingqiu playing with food, and he gets to eat it in the end.
On in. Yeah. So, since Nothing to Say has joined the Chinese region with eHome back in 2019, he has lost on this Tinker just once.
Yeah, I know. I mean, his Tinker is amazing. Even when he plays it in PUBG games,
he's 14 for 15 with this hero in the Chinese region.
Yeah,
that's out of control. Like that, it's definitely one of those heroes that can inspire confidence, but at the same time, that's a two-edged sword, right?
It is. Again, like, this game is not super free for Tinker, so we'll have to see what he can make happen with it. Like, late game Tinker is still the same as always. It didn't really get nerfed, overwhelming Blink, and Shivas is still super strong. You get into your Hex and whatnot. Getting there, that is really difficult nowadays.
What do you think about these lanes? Or no, go for it.
I just wanted to ask you if you also felt like just everyone of LGD lately doesn't feel like they're as confident.
Yeah, I could agree with that. It feels like they're certainly lacking that X factor when they were coming into these lanes. Just like not only not caring about the other team, but confident enough to just roll through.
Kind of reminds me of Emo. Like, he is so much more timid now than he used to be after a bunch of losses in those Div 2 games.
After the God interview? It was literally that too, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know, sometimes you call yourself a god, and then then you don't play like one. I like it though. I like it. Smack talk is much very, very welcome. Right?
Yeah.
We want to have some more smack talk. It's always fun.
You need to back it up though. That's the thing. I think the biggest thing with smack talk is like if you're gonna talk about it, you need to back it up. Otherwise, that's a big confidence destroyer.
Yeah, I would agree. Like, false confidence also is really not that great, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see. Maybe LGD gets their mojo back because, I mean, I'm sure you're also pretty disappointed, but lately they just haven't been themselves at all. And it's just my favorite team to watch in terms of just innovation and all. So
yeah, they definitely were like that. They definitely felt that way in a multitude of different areas with the drafts that they were picking, with the aggression that they were doing. But this season certainly felt a little bit different. I will say they've been in this situation before, so they have experience in being 2 and 3 coming into the final stretch, and then they had to play that tiebreaker against Elephant. It's like it's not unheard of that they've been in this spot and had 2 hard enemies to play up against afterwards.
Yeah, but that was though when they were considered still like average, right? They weren't like this monster LGD.
The expectations weren't there.
Yeah, exactly. They were like, yeah, LGD's alright. And then they got better and better and better and never worse. And yeah, and it's the story of LGD pretty much, right?
Yeah.
I mean, nobody can expect the team to be at the best in the world forever, obviously. I'm just saying, like, the way they've been playing is not like themselves at all. Usually the style is still the same. It's just to do it worse. This time around, it's just like very uncharacteristic mistakes that like usually never happen to them.
Right now, the lane's going pretty well for RNG in terms of CS. They're topping the charts. Ame's the only one who's in that top 3.
Yeah, nothing to say is struggling quite a bit against that Ember Spirit, which really this is supposed to be a Tinker favorite matchup.
When does it get a little bit easier for him?
Usually you start dominating the lane like level 3. So actually, as the levels go higher, the easier it gets for Ember Spirit, because you don't really care about the laser Harris anymore. Get those free TPs back. I guess it's the same with Tinker, but you don't really want to get outfarmed by an Ember Spirit ever.
Yeah, and right now he's down by about a couple hundred gold, but we'll see what happens, because at the moment, Jinkyu's stationary bottom, which is a little bit concerning. Usually we see him move around a little bit more, and we'll see if he does want to make that rotation, although I say that, nothing to say is the one coming towards bot to swipe a bounty rune, which they, I believe, have vision on, yeah, because of this obs that's in an interesting spot.
Look what Arma's doing.
He shouldn't really be scared in this lane, right? Like, there's no reason for him to be.
Yeah, there's absolutely nothing they can do. And it gives like a lot of information that the Tiny isn't here, the Coddle is just blasting waves, right? So I like what he's doing a lot.
To punish Ame, they have to commit. And committing means opening the rest of the lanes. So
I mean, even if they bring like 4 heroes, it's going to be a tough kill. With that early Vanguard, it's going to take like 0 damage.
And he's top of the net worth by a decent margin at this point. So at some point for RNG, you're going to have to go to your checks here and try and figure it out. Because if you don't look at this Bristle and you don't make sure he doesn't snowball out of control, things get dangerous.
Kaka's tipping bot. They're looking for a meta kill. If they can catch Razor, it's probably the best bet.
Looks like all they need to do is ignite and throw an avalanche. They've got toss available. They'll toss him back right on a ghost. Roll is in. They've got a lot of TPs coming out from LGD. They get the kill on a Faith Beyond, but the laser through. Ghost taking a lot of damage. The Fatal Bonds on all 3 heroes. They'll TP in another one. They'll TP in everyone.
Rocket.
Rocket lands, hits, and he's still low. But you got to remember, they are Fatal Bonds together.
Oh, yeah.
They can't just let themselves take this kind of damage as Jinkyu ends up dying. Asana's 2 heroes gone. And that will be it. So Ghost gets back into the base. They do take out both heroes from bot. They do have some rotations come in. Obviously, nothing to say can get back into mid.
Everyone has to be a bit careful. Like a couple more. Okay, it's gonna get healed up with the Warlock. Arcane Rune Ember is no joke.
Not fun. Only a level 3 Warlock at the moment. This is something we've talked about in a lot of these games, where the supports sit in terms of experience and where it's been biggest. Like having that chaotic offering has been massive, and we've seen this Warlock Earth Spirit combo a lot. It's the magnetized Fatal Bonds combo.
Yeah, it's a super old school combo. Like many years ago, it was already picked. Ever since Earth Spirit really released. Oh, roll in.
Inkyu very aggressive with that, but he's going to eat a lot of damage. They've also got Kaka here. Avalanche comes out, lasers in, toss up into the air. Jinkyu low, not dead just yet. They finally get Kaka as a trade as Jinkyu goes down to Somnus with the Remnant forward and back. Still, though, keeping Ame alone and untouched.
I mean, look what he's doing. He's just farming the ancient creeps the entire time. And he's being very efficient. I liked it a lot. And as you said, we've seen many Bristol's snowball super hard. He's going like in a super defensive build. Vanguard and Hood. Pretty rare to see both of them. Oh, Tinker, they have a sentry down. He's probably just dead.
Oh, he missed the slide
because of the laser. Nice.
Light.
That was really well done.
Got the heal.
Yeah. If he doesn't laser Ember there and the slide doesn't miss because of it, Tinker's dead.
So, this commotion in the mid lane has caused a lot of heroes to go over. Ghost has gone into the jungle, gives Faith Beyond finally some room to breathe, and he's second on the net worth now.
Yeah, he is suddenly doing very well for himself. He was pretty low level. I was a little bit worried, but we've seen it in the past. Like when they played as Razor, he's sort of taken like the carry role after a while as well, just in terms of how he's playing. There's 3 heroes on the Bristol, but I don't think they can touch him. Ember's here too.
Yeah, they're gonna really try for this. How do you even kill this guy with both almost a Hood and a Vanguard?
You don't.
They brought everybody over to try and make something happen. They found the Warlock though, so Y probably gonna just get run down. Ooh, into the trees. Trying to juke. Trying to survive. But Kaka's here, so not likely. Somnus is on a killing spree, like he's holding his own.
They almost got a Vessel done on the Coddle though. The Vessel is going to be absolutely massive. You cannot kill this Bristol Bait no matter what happens. Like, I don't even think they should commit any resources here. Just let the Coddle push out the wave. Even if they bring 5 heroes right now, this Bristol won't die.
Right.
Until they get their Vessel. So Ember's pushing bottom. He has a haste rune, that's very scary.
They're going to need some rotations in from LGD, but now they look over at Faith Beyond. They've got the Static Link, the Silence from the Geomagnetic Grip on X-Nova, as well as Chalice. That might have kept Faith Beyond alive. They're still chasing. The Illuminate doesn't hit. They've got the Searing Chains. Here comes nothing to say. The damage on Faith Beyond, though, with the Remnant, and X-Nova burns him out with the Ignite.
Yeah, they're looking at Y next. No.
Trying to get some mid-experience.
Yeah, generally, why we don't see this item build on Bristol, just really quick, by the way, is he isn't really a threat on the map. Whereas if you get your axe like a couple of thousand gold faster because you don't build Vanguard and Hood, you are then suddenly the biggest teamfight threat of your team. So timings are a little bit delayed, and he will have to play to like the absolute maximum greed, the absolute limit, because otherwise this build makes no sense.
Currently he's sitting top of the net worth, but you see how it's shifted, right? Like now it's just Ame at the top, where you had Faith Beyond over there.
I'm scared for the Tinker, because this is what I see a lot when I play with or against him. They just kind of don't do a whole lot. He's gonna have. Do
you think he can bring it back?
Yeah. I mean, sure. Those team fights, he will be dealing a lot of damage. Just I have bad experiences, you know.
It might be relying on what Ame can get done, and right now he's just tanky, not damagey.
Yeah, the biggest problem is you just have no lockdown. It's just the Earth Spirit roll and the Warlock Rock. What happens after you use that? You can't do that. You just done everything. He's vesseled right now. But again,
and he's running away from his team. He's tanky, but he's running away, and now he's half health. Like, this is a bit of an issue. Thinking about the chaotic offering, they got the Silence on Somnus for a moment. The Blink Dagger now picked up by nothing to say. Kaka thinking about going in with an avalanche. They've got the Searing Chains that locks down Jinkyu. Jinkyu taking a lot of damage, but he finally gets the roll out. They're still thinking about the Chaotic Offering. Nobody committing just yet, but Ghost, he's over to the side. Ghost, he doesn't have Metamorphosis for 10 more seconds. The avalanche lands on Ame as well as Innocence. They look over, they've got the laser as well as the rockets. They get the kill on X Nova. Now, RNG, how willing are they losing a hero and now down 1 and taking this fight? They don't look as interested anymore. Faith Beyond, Illuminate, Static Link, roll in. Somnus played himself, Geomagnetic Grip for the silence, and there's the Chaotic Offering. They'll get the kill, they'll take him out. The Avalanche won't help. There's nothing to say, blinks back, and he'll get out of dodge.
Well, not having a lot of stuns doesn't matter if they literally rammed it into you. So nice bait there by Faith Beyond, and up 3k already.
That is starting to kind of get on the roll, right? Like LGD, it feels like it's a fickle flame right now. It needs the oxygen to breathe, but a little bit of water will put it out. And then you end up like Tom Hanks in Castaway.
Or many other actors in many different movies.
The wind got to it. The wind got to it.
The wind is gonna get to who? Oh, why? Why am I here?
Why am I dead? He got the stun on a Jinkyu too, but he de-wards that obs that was there.
He says I'm out.
Interesting. Ame foregoing the Ag's first part by going into a casual plate mail for the moment.
Wait, I think what his plan is, he's gonna go into the fast Lotus Orb. And
yeah, that's what he's got queued.
But it feels really weird to do that as a carry Bristol. Like that's more like an off-lane sort of build.
Very defensive so far with these first 3 items.
Yeah, especially with the Vanguard Hood too. It screams very much off-lane to me, and they've done it in the past, as I said, where the Razor takes over the 1, but I think Bristol will need to still scale very well. No? Defensive
They're smoked
build.
Again. And they know where Ame's sitting.
He's so tanky though.
He was, but once the vessel was on him, it felt like they were able to do the damage, and that's what they're going to look to do again.
There's no way.
Avalanche, toss, vessel, illuminate, stun, roll. Ame finally dropped, but the magnetize, the geomagnetic grip, it's on a 3. They're going to roll in. They've got the rockets going out. They look over at Chalice. The Sleightifice is there. The Spirit Vessel's on him. The rockets again as they fly over to Chalice and get the kill on them, both him and Kaka. Another rocket, another laser. Somnus on the run. Jinkyu taken up by Somnus. Just skirts away. It ends up being a 2 for 2, but they did lose Ame.
I can't believe they actually got him there. That was very, very close. Yeah, I'm just looking at the neutral items. Like perhaps if you had like a stat item, like if he had that possessed mask instead, he definitely doesn't die. Or the pick pole or anything that really gives health. Unlucky, because especially if you itemize like this, every depth hurts a ton. Because you're literally just building defensively, right?
So do you go plate and then Ags and then Lotus Orb? Like I feel like that has to be the right play.
I usually don't go plate at all. You just finish at Axe, you farm so much faster, and then you're going to. You don't even need a Lotus Orb, to be honest, in a carry Bristol. Most of the time, you just be going to a BKB, so you can right click. But that is a very interesting build he's going for, like a carry Bristol. Very uncommon. And Terrorblade just outscales Bristleback so hard into the late game. So I'm a little bit afraid for them. Because both Razor and Bristol hate playing versus Terrorblade.
So what do they have for this Terrorblade as they trade safe lane towers? Tinker's almost got his axe. He's
caught up very nicely.
1400 gold away from him.
Yeah.
It's got the point boost on the dagger. And they had a couple of good fights. See, he's 3-0-3. He's been able to get a couple of kills.
How's Kaka's blink looking? Not that far away, just 100 gold.
A bit slow, but I say that with him being top of the net worth in the support aspect. But he also went Tranks, so not just brown boots blink.
So Ama isn't purchasing anything. Or still thinking about what he wants. Like Axe is just such a game changer on Bristol.
It felt like plate mail was reactionary to the fight prior.
Yeah, but TB wasn't even there. Like, he took all that damage without TB, you know?
Yeah, he took it very early on after the Spirit Vessel was on him. Next Nova over to the side. We'll multicast the Ignite.
Alright, Kuret finds a secret shot. That means it is going to be that Lotus Orb. And he'll have it in just 300 gold.
I guess, yeah, it certainly could be, unless he just buys the point booster, but it would have done that already. Yeah. Alright, so we'll commit to going into the Lotus Orb, which means the Ags takes another step back. RNG in Roche. The scan from the Radiant doesn't connect, even though Q is right there.
It's been a lot of step backs on the Ags.
Yeah, it has. And there's that Lotus Orb.
And so now he's not allowed to die anymore.
But there you're going to find him.
There's a Lotus Orb, though.
That's the blink. Toss is not on the money. And on the other side of the fight, what they could do, Faith Beyond walking in, thinking about going through with this one. Somnus is over there. The BKB gets popped. He'll still kind of chase and look around. Need to be careful as Ame's over to the side, looking to make his way into the fight from the back end and pinch a little bit, but both teams a little unwilling to commit here. BKB already used by Faith Beyond, so it's not like he's as confident. Lotus Orb doesn't matter. Toss back onto the team. They've got the Fire Blast, but it gets bounced back. Chaotic Offering's pretty nicely placed. But again, where's the follow-up damage? They're going after Ame. They get the kill on a Y. They'll take it the Warlock, who already dropped down the ult, and he's just getting chased all the way through. You've got the full commitment, and the team of LGD is not here.
Oh, they couldn't fight. Razor doesn't have BKB available. This is a big problem if you're Bristol. What do you do without your axe? You know, like the entire reason you pick carry Bristol is that axe scepter, and yeah, like he went in 1v5 pretty much. Faith Beyond couldn't really commit. Yeah, it's because he had no BKB on Faith Beyond. He can't really go in, otherwise he just dies as well. I feel like he just felt too survivable, right? He got a little bit too cocky there with Lotus Orb. He's like, yeah, there's no way they can kill me. Oh, I'm dead.
They saw that illuminate. Roll over, hitting Chalice. Faith Beyond, he's here. Static Link, now the silence. Nice. Step onto the low ground, but Jinkyu right there with him. Fire Blast, Ignite, Fey Grenade, all thrown over onto Jinkyu as he was hit with the Searing Chains to lock him down, but well, at the end of the day, they do get Chalice.
Yeah, we're going to the next layers now, right? Where this axe is now finished on Tinker, so he's gonna be very strong in those team fights, especially with those Fatal Bonds. And yeah, we have to see what Armor can make happen. Again, this is a very unusual build. We don't really see this like ever.
Avalanche toss. Jinkyu dead.
That's your only stun gone.
And that's really a significant amount of your team fight damage gone too, like wanting the Fatal Bonds magnetize.
Yeah. I don't like how much pressure they're putting on Jinkyu this game.
There's been almost no pressure on Ghost. He's almost got the Scotty. He's only 1,200 gold away from it.
Yep. He's been given so much space.
Bristle was top of the GPM, but that's slowed down. Obviously, Ame dealing with a couple of deaths. And nothing to say, he's not really that close in terms of getting into the big farming aspect of this Tinker, but again, he's got the Ags, he's going into the BKB now. When he gets that BKB, maybe more confident in laying down the lasers and laying down the fight.
Yeah, for sure. You imagine so he can just blink into a team fight and really get into their faces, especially pre-BKB on Terrorblade. Because that laser will just make him miss, obviously. But this Ember Spirit BKB timing is going to be very strong. 300 away from that. They don't have really any way to deal with that.
They show Ame mid, and he is just running at this tower, so I guess they expect somebody to make the rotation and do something about it. Smoke didn't break. They know that's an illusion of Ghost. And they know from that illusion that he is actually nearby. So they're going to walk up the cliff. They're going to find themselves X-Nova as well as Ghost. But they end up just looking like they're going to get the Ogre. The roll.
They're looking for
the
Ghost.
Back lines looking for Ghost. They've got the Boulder Smash. They get the kill on X-Nova already. The roll lands on the Ghost. They've got the Plasma Field. They start to really corral this hero, but here comes Kaka with the Avalanche on a 2. Chaotic Offering, Underused, Silence Out on a Ghost, Sleight of Fist. Somnus doing a lot of damage, nothing to say. Not a lot more mana. They end up getting
Chalice in trouble.
Take out why. Somnus
He's solo on himself.
Nothing to stay, and now they look over Chalice. The Zombie's going to run him down. They get the kill on Mikado. The Remnant out from Somnus, and this works out well for LGD, who are still maybe looking to get a +1. They find Kaka. They've got the roll. The Rocket's coming in. This Tiny needs to run.
He's so spot on,
it's not looking likely, and now they'll run after Kaka, secure the kill, and get nothing to say on a mega kill streak.
Yeah, massive teamfight victory this time around. Thank you, man. I don't know how many rolls he used that fight.
It was
Let's
many.
see. 10, and I'm pretty sure he connected like with every single one of them. So definitely the teamfight MVP. And you can just see the power of the Tinker Axe, right? It's doing so much damage. Razor got to stick onto the Terror Blade. Here didn't really have any way to run. And I mean, that Lotus Orb was doing pretty good work because he solar bound himself on Coddle, so taste some of your own medicine. But
enjoy your movement speed, idiot. Is
especially with the Q on top as well.
Yeah.
This is what LGD was looking for. Very well executed fight, and sure, they don't have many stuns, but they have a stun on 4 seconds cooldown, right? Like that roll came out so many times. Nobody even tried or attempted TP, simply because they knew.
That fight, by the way, pushed Ame to the Ags. Like, he's got it.
Yep.
That's massive, because now he, that's a big bump for him, because it's the Viscous Nasal Goo. You always be at 10 stacks. He's level 19, about to be level 20, so it's going to get that much harder to deal with him, as his damage is going to output a lot. But RNG, they're still close. Like, that was the first time Ghost has gotten punished. The question is, does he continue to get punished? They take the big MVP out of the fight. Xinq's gone, but that being said, RNG now not sure they can really look for more.
Yeah, there's a lot of timings on the horizon as well.
They're in a rush, though.
Yeah, and that is pretty much the perfect timing as well, right? Before the refresher up, yeah, there's just nothing they can do.
They're gonna try. They're gonna try and walk over. That's really dangerous. They've got Ame on the front line, but he's controlled by the Searing Chains. That gives them time. They need to run into the pit, but RNG, they're actually leaving the pit. For a second, they were gonna bail on this one, which may not be exactly what they want to do. They've got the Lotus Orb again, but they got to get into the pit to get the Aegis, and they won't be able to make their way through. So Ghost picks himself up in Aegis. Spirit Vessel on Ame. The Fire Blast comes through. Plasma Field hits on X-Nova, slowing him down. Kaka over to the side, and, well, these LGD heroes, they are scary, but they didn't commit, and not having Xinq is a big part of that.
Yeah. If Xinq was there, it could have definitely been a very good fight for them. But nice decision making at RNG. Also, just before the refresher orb comes out on the Razor. Even if RNG loses this game, I'm very impressed with the improvement over the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, I think Ghost is playing a really good game. I think they've done a good way of, like, when you're able to go after the LGD lanes the way they have, especially considering where LGD were once upon a time with how perfect their laning outcomes were, you got to be happy with where RNG's at the moment, and it's atop the division.
Yeah, just once again, that LAN pressure can impact different players very differently, right? So it's the second part of the proving grounds for Ghost.
Refresher for Faith Beyond, and Ghost is actually on the high ground. They won't find him. They will find Chalice. They've got the upheaval down, but it's not going to matter. They're going to continue to run after this Coddle with the BKBB pop by Faith Beyond. They go after him and X-Nova. They get the kill on a 2. Now looking for a 3rd. They'll take out Kaka. Triple kill for Faith Beyond. As Xinq looks for more with the rolls.
That's a deep ward for him. Terror Blade, they see him.
Down though, right?
No BKB for him. But yeah, double Eye of the Storm, of course, Razor dealing a crap ton of damage. Like, the only real answer to Razor now is the Terror Blade. Oh, they're going on, but they caught him.
Yeah, they got him. They've got the geomagnetic grip, but with the BKB pop by Somnus, he might be able to make his way out of this one. The roll out from Xingqiu. Put him in a safety. He's also got the help from Nothing to Say from that Tinker, giving him the defense matrix. They're standing their ground for right now, but they got to be a little bit careful. Being said, RNG, I don't think they're going to fight without the BKB on Somnus.
This game is looking very, very, very grim right now for RNG. Like, Chalice is just not really having a game whatsoever, and once this Tinker finishes Hex, he already has his BKB. Like, even the Terrorblade can't really do a whole lot. So it's coming together quite nicely for LGD.
Smokes picked up by both teams.
So, like, the problem now for TB is he has a lot of survivability, but very lacking in the single target damage.
Yeah.
He's the only answer to Razor, and we might not really be there yet where he has enough damage to really bring him down, even if he focus fires him. It's going to be a big problem for RNG. If Razor just runs your teammates over, you can't win this game alone.
Really just felt like Ame's kind of gotten away with a long-winded build towards the Ags and what comes afterwards. And what's the answer for TB at this point? Like, he's going to have BKB, and he does have it now, but what's the next thing that's really going to potentially help him out?
You need to get into damage now. Whether it's a Daedalus or a Silver Edge, like, just pure damage from here on out. Okay. Maybe even both, you know, Silver Edge and like Butterfly or Silver Edge, MKB, something like that. You need pure damage. They're knocking on the high ground though. They also know, like, Terrorblade has no damage right now. Like, he cannot bring down the Bristol. Nor the Razor. We actually went for a Blink Dagger. So they're putting a lot of stock onto killing the Chalice Coddle real fast. He has a BKB now and a Force Staff though. So it's not going to be the easiest.
And they still are working with this Aegis for another 45 seconds, so maybe LGD just a little weary of that, having that second life.
Yeah, it's very interesting to see that the team with the Aegis is actually really scared of making anything happen.
Now they're going to go. And again, Xingqiu might be in the right spot to break this smoke, to give an opportunity to LGD to counterpunch it.
Man, he knows everything.
So look at his positioning. It's absolutely perfect. Now Somnus comes in. Links over. They've got themselves the upheaval. The Chaotic Cover can come down on a 2. They get the kill into Xingqiu. He doesn't have buyback. Now they go with the BKB pop by Somnus. They go with Nothing to Say, but the Searing Chains is there to lock down 2 of them. On the other side of the fight, though, they've got Faith Beyond moving forward onto Ghost.
Aegis runs out of 3.
They're going to try and chase this Terrorblade, and they're waiting for the Aegis. There goes
minus
the Aegis.
40 armor, man.
Pressure on it, but he's got minus 40 armor. Faith Beyond coming forward with the Lotus Orb on him. Solar Bind, that's going to slow him down. They don't have both supports here on the side of LGD, and Faith Beyond can't really run forward much. They only got the kill on Akaka. After using everything, they never even got that kill on the Ghost.
I do believe that Ghost was way too passive there. Like, he can just turn on Manta, Ilu, and kill the Razor. But he has no plate mail, he has no real armor item. And, like, Ghost needs to be a big part of these fights. Like, he's their main damage right now. If he doesn't deliver, and yeah, there's no way RNG is going to win a fight.
By the way, Ghost is going for the Silver Edge. That's what he wants. Reading that correctly.
It is a very good.
And they're going for the Hex though for Tinker, which, you know, if he gets into that, could be a problem.
Becomes near impossible. Because you have BKB plus Hex on Tinker, you just perma-hex anyone. If you catch the Terrorblade straight away, you can just burst him from 100 to 0 probably. Well, not burst him, but keep him disabled.
The thing for RNG too, like you said, their lack of damage, which obviously is apparent because they only got the supports and didn't feel like they could kill anybody else, even with the BKBs.
He's going Mjolnir on Ember Spirit?
Yeah.
That is super uncommon. I don't really see why. There's not like a lot of illusions or anything, but it's really beneficial. Like, the active won't really be doing a whole lot either. I'd much rather like some Aghanim's or Kaya-san, some survivability perhaps. A very curious pickup. can't even remember the last time I've seen a second item Mjolnir on an Ember Spirit.
Crazy to think that it's... Well, it's Blink BKB Mjolnir. I guess third item? Yeah. Well, technically, I guess second. Semantics. Because he had the Maelstrom before the BKB.
Ember's not in the fight right now.
And they're coming around that back, and they've got themselves BKB. Ghost going to try and just turn and fight Faith Beyond, something he didn't do in that previous fight. And they're going to get the kill here on the Razor. No! He survives for the moment. They've got nothing to say on top of the cliff. They're going to try and
get no BKB now.
On Ghost. Now, BKB, the laser's coming out wide with the people. They look over at Kaka. They get the kill on the challenge. They'll take up Faith Beyond. They end up losing X Nova, but they've got themselves the kill on the Ghost. They'll take out Kaka. 4 heroes dead on the side of RNG. They focus their attention on Faith Beyond, but they don't end up getting that much more. Innocence put himself on the front line. He knew he was going to die off that one, but they get the kill on a Ghost. That's the big prize they came for.
Yeah. And you can just see post BKB, Terrorblade, and Chalice were like pretty much next to each other. One laser, bam, there's 1,000 health gone from both of them. Now his Hex is done, and sure, Faith Beyond died, but you know, the teamfight victory is pretty much on the back of him forcing the Terrorblade BKB. And I don't know what RNG was doing there, to be entirely honest. Somnus was not ready to fight, he was nowhere nearby, he had no resources. Big miscommunication. And Bristleback 25, of course, by buildings.
Now, from the Warpath. That's the mid-set Arax gone. Blink forward, Avalanche, he still has the Lotus Sword, but it's not going to matter now. He's in the deep ends of this base, and Name trying to get away. He's got about half health, but they get the kill on Kaka. Kaka's got buyback. Name, on the Bristleback trying to run. Spirit Vessel, Solar Bind, Remnant forward, Searing Chains. There's the Reflection on the Ignite. They get the kill on his NQ as well as Ame. Chaotic offering on the backlines, but it doesn't hit on the Somnus. They have themselves the Hex. Nothing to say, trying to get the damage out. With the Hex. Gets the kill on the Ember. They look over at X Nova. They'll take out the Ogre. Now they've got the Hex. It's on a Chalice. They tried to fight with nothing to say, having the Hex, and it's a bad idea.
It's going to come back soon.
Here for RNG. They throw the Sunder out, and Faith Beyond's got himself a static link of about 130, but he'll back off of this. There's nothing to say. Comes back in on top of Y.
To be very careful, though, if you're LGD. Like, some buybacks would really sway the teamfight into RNG's favor, and you're worth a lot of gold on the Tinker.
Give a win condition, certainly. If they do potentially buy back on Ame. Roche is up, though. It's Aegis and Shard. Ag's Shard.
Warp Flare. Let's go.
I don't know if that's
it's actually a very interesting mechanic. The reverse blink.
Do you want them away from you, though?
Well, it depends on who it is. Because you also reduce like the attack damage and whatnot. I've never seen Warp Flare in my entire life.
I don't think LGD can give this up. They've got to understand that Roche is the way back in for RNG, or at least the beginning of the uphill climb.
Yeah, Somnus is also dead. Like, there's no way they can just give this up for free.
They've got the scan, so they're aware of this. The Ob's coming down. They've got the Hex, the laser through on the X Nova. X Nova trying to force himself into the pit with the BKB pop by Faith Beyond. Now the right click damage from Ghost again. They're going to buy back here on X Nova. They've got the Hex on Akaka. They'll roll forward from Xingqiu, but there's the bounce back coming out from Coddle. So that keeps Xingqiu away. He'll Yules himself up into the air and they'll retreat for the moment, but they've got the buyback out of X Nova. They'll send nothing to say back to get some more mana and see if LGD can continue to commit on this one. They do have the refresher, so they do have another BKB available on Faith Beyond. And they've also got themselves potentially double Eye of the Storm if they just wait 5 minutes.
And a very hungry Bristol.
Yeah, he's in on this one. He doesn't have the slots open just at the moment, but he does have an Abyssal Blade. Somnus is going to go in with this, going with the BKB. Oh, the Aegis is down. It's going to be snatched up by Somnus, but I don't know if it's going to matter.
Ghost is dying.
Away. They get the kill on the X Nova. They get the kill on the Ogre. He's dead for 77 seconds. They'll take out Ghost. He's gone. He's got buyback. But does he bother to use it with no Metamorphosis? They bought back on Kaka too. This feels really dire for the Radiant side of RNG.
Yeah, you can't really buy back here on Terrorblade. You have no Metamorphosis, as you said, and you can't really justify doing it. But if you don't, they can't Mega just yet because they're still top tower. They're going for the throne. You'll have to buy back.
Extra 600 damage from Warpath. Why not?
It is kind of silly, isn't it? Look at that, look at that. It's,
That's one tower gone. Slight Searing Chains on to 2.
Oh,
But how
man,
do
this
you
is
fight
combo is
Ame?
deadly. He has the 10 upheaval attack speed per second for the Bristleback, so he's just getting like 100 attack speed for the Bristle.
Onto the throne. If they take the tier 4s, they're going to buy back on Terribly. They've got the Avalanche coming up from Kaka on a 2. Sleight of Fist, Searing Chains out onto these heroes. But they got the Chaotic Offering. They've got the Fatal Bounce. They get the kill in a Y.
Oh, the damage from TV!
Trade, but and there's the kill from Nothing to Say. They still continue to focus the throne. Ame's in on this one. They don't really care about Somnus or Chalice, and GG will be called.
Wow.
LGT will take game number 1 over RNG, who are the top dogs of this region at the moment.
Why can't LGD always play like this? Like, this is exactly what...